What's up, everybody? Welcome to Venture Daily with me, Peter Saddington, the number one, absolutely, guys, the number one fastest growing daily show in venture media. You're here and you've made it. Subscribe, smash the like button, guys. We're going to be talking about this whole idea of venture media today in a blog article, and we're going to be talking about the top 50. That's right. Cha-ching, guys. The top 50 VC podcasts that you should be listening to in 2020. Let's get into it, guys. Let's get into it. Welcome, everybody, to 2020. Let me get this all set up so we can go through it. Let's just jump right in here. Show the reader view. And here we go. Venture media, it's time to go pro, guys, in 2020. This is the area, this is the place that I want to be. This is the area, the market, the industry that I want to help improve in 2020 and beyond. You can feel it, right? Venture capital has been evolving slowly, surely, imminently. It's on the cusp of something amazing. With more access to information on venture capital than ever before, decentralized funding, which we got thanks to Bitcoin, cha-ching, Bitcoin, and that cryptocurrency, and new models of finance being announced endlessly, something or someone will emerge. Do a Google search for the words venture media. One comes up with a venture fund, a multimedia agency, and a bunch of randomness. What doesn't come up is the idea of venture capital media industry. Nobody has really defined it yet. And I believe I'm the first one to really define this world of venture capital media. I see a ripe, and now this is me talking here, guys. I see a ripe opportunity to establish what will be considered the venture capital media industry, or for short, venture media, hashtag venture media. But wait, what is venture media? Simply put, as a bad first pass definition, I'm not the only one defining it here, guys. Venture media is the industry of communicating the world of venture capital to a global audience using all available technology platforms. You see, we are on the cusp. We are on the cusp, my friends, of a world where venture media, well, let's back up. Venture capital is growing. It's growing immensely. It's growing in leaps and bounds. We have more venture capital funds popping all over the world. I'm seeing it in Asia, Southeast Asia. I'm seeing it in Europe. I'm seeing obviously big time here in Atlanta, where I live, up in New York, Austin, Colorado, Tennessee, Nashville area. VC firms are popping up. Obviously, the Bay Area, San Francisco, LA is getting in the game. Obviously, we have Seattle. I mean, venture capital firms are popping up all over the place. One of the problems, though, is that venture media, or the world of communicating what's going on in venture capital, is decades behind. And that is what I want to focus on. I want to level up the venture capital world and these venture funds so that more people can learn about venture capital. Founders and entrepreneurs can get easier access to venture capital, and we're supporting real founders. Venture capitalists are actually being helpful. They can actually help support real founders. That's the whole idea. Okay. These words, venture media, have been thought of before. They've probably more than once been used in the exact same context that I'm using it in. But what I don't see happening is execution. Who's doing it? Who's doing it for the next generation? Who's pushing the ideas of venture capital to Generation Z, the 12-year-olds who will be the next founders to invest in? I am. Me and Gary Vaynerchuk. This year in 2020, guys, I'm going to be doubling down on a lot of the Generation Z platforms, your platforms like TikTok. These are the next generation of founders. These are the next generation of idea makers. This is the next generation of individuals who are going to need venture capital funding for their ideas that could fundamentally change the landscape, change the world, change the way that we live and work. We need to be grabbing them. We need to be getting their eyeballs. We need to be getting them in the game as soon as possible. And to be quite frank, the venture capital game right now, guys, the venture capital game is so self-serving. It's about, all I'm seeing right now in the venture capital world is VCs and fund managers telling each other tips and tricks that are already been heard about, already been done, right? We're just serving each other. It's like me as a VC, I'm serving other VCs and placating them and making them feel good about their fund. It's like, no. There needs to be more outreach. There needs to be more growth. There needs to be more advertising. There needs to be more marketing of what's going on in the venture capital world to the younger generation. That's why I'm here. Me and Gary Vaynerchuk, guys. You want to know two of my favorite bookmarks on my iPhone? It's The Passion Economy and the Future of Work, A16Z, and Venture Capitalists Like and Subscribe to Influencers from TechCrunch. Definitely take these two articles for a read, and if you want it, you can check out this article on vchunting.com and find the links to this, but I'll give you the TLDR. One-person shows, podcast, and video covering their chosen market is booming, my friends. I don't even have to tell you about the rise of online shows, podcasting, and media empires built on a single personality. By the way, I've seen it and I've done it. I've seen all this. I've done it. I've seen it happen in my lifetime, and I've done it before twice. My first experience doing this was acquired in 2014. It took me 7 years to build my own gravitational pull, my own gravity around myself in the agile software development and Scrum software development world. I had to be a content producer. I had to level up the game. I remember people talking about, hey, Peter Saddington's in this agile game, this Scrum game. I'm changing it. I'm making it better. I'm leveling us up. I did that also in my next project, which was 3.5 years of the Bitcoin, guys, of the crypto lifestyle. Then it took me 3.5 years of fanatical experimentation on trial number 2. And now we have a venture-backed company that's about to go big time. This is my B2B company that started in the crypto space, guys. I professionalized the world of cryptocurrency media. But you see, that's exactly what it takes, my friends. 3.5 years to figure out how to make a perfect system with 6 other apps built along the way. Science it all day, every day, for years. We had to hustle it, guys. We had to hustle it. I averaged. And when I was building crypto apps, guys, I averaged 6.2 videos per day. You could check out the link for it, covering every topic in the blockchain world, bringing founders, entrepreneurs, and even more into our show, expanding the reach and message. My time in the crypto world enabled me to build, and learn. So the question you have to ask yourself is, what would you do with the knowledge you could gain from talking to thousands of people? That's what I did when I was in the crypto world for 3.5 years. I talked to thousands of engineers, founders, venture capitalists, even world leaders, while sending that recon to a team at home base, building it all. We created a full-blown 2,000-person living and breathing digital community spread out of over too many platforms, and finally landed on the Unicorn, which is with the best team on the planet, backed by the best venture on the planet. So this is what I'm doing in 2020, guys. I'm doing it again. A third time, but the reticle is on venture. The scope is on venture. How can we improve the venture game? How can we ensure that the next generation of founders and entrepreneurs are hearing about what's going on in venture capital, staying up to date, getting access, better access and information to the resources, not only just the capital itself from venture capitalists, but resources around the VCs themselves. We don't know. And that's one of the problems, guys. That's one of the biggest problems in venture capital, is that we don't know who the best VCs are. There's no, all we have are audio versions of venture capitalists talking to each other, right? That doesn't cut it in a video first mobile world. It's just so surprising to me. And so many, and we're going to be talking about this in a little bit later in our next segment, which I hope you'll stay for, which I've aggregated the top 50 podcasts in venture capital that you should be watching. But they're all audio only. We're in a video first world, guys, and I'm the only one. That's why we're the number 1 fastest growing daily show in venture media. It's awesome. Hallelujah, guys. Hallelujah. So I'm headed in this direction now. I'm beginning slowly, iterating, inspecting, and adapting, learning, growing, and improving. I'm small now, but I'm not going away. Shh. I'm coming, guys. I'm coming. And so this is kind of my call. This is what I'm excited about. This whole idea of venture media for 2020. We are, and I'm going to keep repeating it because it's just so awesome. We are the fastest growing daily show in venture media today. We are putting out on blast to the world the ideas, the deal flow, what's happening in venture capital, and we want to bring more people, the younger generation, into venture capital, into the funding cycle, into learning about how to build startups, learning how to build the future. It's time to go pro, guys. It's time to go pro. Let me know your thoughts about venture media and what you think can be improved in the venture game in the comments below, or you can always reply to our newsletter and let me know your thoughts. True startup story, guys. You got it. Your company just got seed round financed. Congratulations. You're going to the moon. But now you have to scale. You found great talent out in California, New York, Georgia, and even Eastern Europe. So what communications platform will you be using to ensure your international team is always aligned? Well, the answer is easy. Slack.com for Teams. We've used Slack for all of our previous startups, and they've supported us in tremendous ways. And we want to give them a thanks today for supporting vchunting.com. Did you also know that Slack is a great tool for personal use? Yeah, I use my own personal Slack channel to drop in documents, notes, to-dos, and follow-ups to ensure that my workflow throughout the day is right on course. I promise you, if you try out slack.com for personal use, you'll end up using it for your team as well. Go to slack.com to check it out. Welcome back to Venture Daily with me, Peter Saddington. I'm so glad that you guys are here, and I'm so glad that I can be a part of your day. Make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Smash the like button if you're here. Leave a comment, please. Let us know how you are, what you're doing. Obviously, you can follow us on Tweeters at VC Hunting. Make sure to also check out our daily newsletter. So let's get into Venture Deals, one of my favorite parts of this entire show. I love it. Let's turn this off, guys. One of my favorite parts of the entire show is Venture Deals. Venture Deals. What's going on? What's going on in the world of venture capital? Where is money going and where is money flowing? This is all the deals that happened in December. So we're still covering some of those. Juniper Square, a San Francisco and Austin-based real estate tech firm, raised $75 million in Series C funding. Redpoint Ventures led the round. Congratulations. Scribd, a San Francisco-based reading subscription service, which I remember using Scribd back in 2000 and I think 10 and 11. I believe they've been around for at least 10 years or so. I remember using them. It wasn't a great service, but it was better than what was out there at the time. So congratulations to Scribd. This is one of those examples of if you build something and you're willing to grind, and you're willing to stay in there for a long period of time. Like, Scribd is a great example. I saw another one. Scribd is a great example, and let's talk about this. These guys have been around for 10 plus years. Now Scribd, a San Francisco-based reading subscription service, raised $58 million in funding. Spectrum Equity led the round. This is what it takes, guys. This is the hustle. This is the grind. This is the effort. It takes 10 plus years to be successful. 20 years to be successful. Right? In the millennial generation, the Generation Z and the millennials, they want to achieve success quickly. They're impatient. It takes time. Scribd. What you've also heard probably in the news is Pivotal. Pivotal Tracker. Pivotal Labs. Pivotal just got acquired for like $2 billion, guys. $2 billion. Yeah. And if I can say, they've been around 10 plus years. I remember writing like hooks for Pivotal back in the day, back in like maybe 9, 10, 11. 10 plus years, guys. Frame.io, a New York-based video review and collaboration platform, raised $50 million in Series C funding. Cha-ching. Insight Partners led the round. Group 14 Technologies, a Woodinville, Washington-based provider of lithium-ion battery materials, raised $18 million in funding. Cha-ching. Investors included Amperex Technologies Limited. Tukitaki. Ooh, this is cool. Tukitaki, a Singapore-based developer of machine learning-based financial compliance software, raised $11.7 million in Series A funding. Viola FinTech and SIG Asia Investment co-led the round. Cool name. So cool that I'm going to click on it, which is why this is a fun Tukitaki. Effectiveness is efficiency. Anti-money laundering. Powerful solutions. You know what this reminds me of? This scheme and this text and these buttons. It reminds me of Icon. ICX for all you crypto people out there. Cold Quanta Inc., a Boulder, Colorado-based quantum atomics company, raised $10 million in funding. Investors include Maverick Ventures and Global Frontier Investments. Monte Cloud, a Seattle and India-based provider of intelligent multi-cloud management platform, raised $2.8 million in seed funding. Go on with your bad self. It's time to get moving. Madrona Venture Group led the round. Pop Menu in Atlanta. Whoa, you guys know we love this. Support the Atlanta-based providers. Pop Menu, guys. We got Pop Menu up on the menu. We'll bring it up here. Pop Menu. Pop Menu, man. Ooh, the customer engagement engine for restaurants. Not bad. Pop Menu, an Atlanta-based provider of guest engagement software for restaurants, raised $4.5 million in Series A funding. Base 10 Partners led the round. Congratulations. We always love to support Atlanta, Georgia-based startups. CloudSnap, an Austin-based integration startup that connects web apps, raised $1.8 million in funding after Active Capital and Mercury Fund led the round. Cha-ching. Next Gen Growth Partners made an investment in Record Connect, a provider of release of information services for hospitals, clinics, and physician offices across the Midwest. Sopris Capital invested in Analytical Wizards, a Somerville, New Jersey-based healthcare analytics firm. And last but not least, Il Makiage, which is backed by El Catterton, acquired NeoWise, an Israel-based data science startup that develops advanced active machine learning algorithms. Cha-ching. And that right there, my friends, that is your venture deals. For January 2nd, 2020, we are moving into this new year. I'm going to be saying that a lot because it's just amazing that we're already here in this new decade, this new time to shine. And next up, guys, the top 50.
Did you know that there's even more value than just audio or video? Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at VC Hunting, and make sure to sign up for the VC Hunting newsletter, where you'll be able to get weekly news on venture capital, startups, founder stories, and the occasional wisdom extracted from Peter's brain. Go to vchunting.com to sign up. And now, back to the episode.
Welcome back to Venture Daily, guys. I am super excited to announce to you guys the top 50. That's right, the top 50 venture capital podcasts that you should be listening to in 2020. Audio content is growing in the venture capital world. Here are the top 50 venture capital podcasts, audio only, that I have subscribed to or listened to in the past. They are in relative alphabetical order. If you're looking for great content, spend time going through them all. You'll find the information you're looking for, the voice that you enjoy, and the entertainment you desire. If you're looking for a daily show in venture capital, there's only one at the moment that is both audio and video. And you guys know that the number one fastest growing daily show in venture media is right here in audio and video format. You can see us every day, Monday through Friday, and we're posting on Saturdays and Sundays videos on the Peter Saddington YouTube channel, which is what you're listening to right now. But also, you can find us on every syndicated platform for podcasts on the planet, guys. We're doing it. We're doing it for you guys. So please comment and let me know if I've missed any. If you know of any great venture capital podcasts make sure to leave a comment on this post. Let us know. We want to make sure that we haven't missed them. But one of the key ideas here is that you'll find I wrote here, you'll find the information you're looking for, the voice that you enjoy, and the entertainment you desire. Not everyone is built the same. And so it's important to experiment with different people, different voices, different subjects. And so find someone that you really enjoy listening to. Find someone that really kind of just works for you. They're on the kind of the same wavelength. They're on the same vibration, right? And I made this cool little patch, which I'm going to be improving. I'm going to be adding pictures to each of these later. But I made a little patch. So if you made the list, feel free to grab the cool badge. Top VC podcast for 2020. I'm going to read through the top 50 plus real quick. It's A16Z, Accelerating Entrepreneurial Success, Access and Opportunity, Acquired FM, Angel Invest Boston, Asia VC Cast, Associated Podcast, Breaking Into Startups, Business Casual, Business Wars. I do like this one. This one's fun. Decrypted, Equity Podcast by TechCrunch, Exponent Podcast, Forward Thinking Founders, GGV Capital Podcast, Gray Matter from Greylock Partners, Hacker Noon Podcast, How I Built This, Inception, Intangibles Podcast, Invest Like the Best, Kevin Rose Podcast, one of my favorite for sure. Masters of Scale, this is a fun one. Multiplier Mindset, Notion, The Pain of Scale, Origins Podcast, interesting one. Pivot Recode, Product Hunt Radio, one of my favorites. Pro Rata, Axos, Recode Decode, Recode Media, Rework by Basecamp, Starting Greatness, Techish Podcast, the Boost VC Podcast, the Consumer VC, the Full Ratchet, the Future of Everything from the Wall Street Journal, the Pitch Podcast, the Puck, Venture Capital and Beyond, Startup Chat, the Syndicate Podcast, This Week in Startups, This Week in Tech, the 20-Minute VC, This Is Your Life in Silicon Valley, Upfront Ventures, Venture Daily Show, my favorite. This is the only daily show in Venture Media today. It's my favorite. It's probably because it says join Peter Saddington. Venture Stories, Women Who Start Up, Y Combinator Podcast, and Zero to IPO. Again, and I've talked about this many times, this is why we're trying to elevate Venture Media, is one of the most intriguing things about venture capital podcasts or founder and entrepreneur podcasts is they are all audio first. In our new age of video first market, I don't quite understand why more aren't going to video. It's really time for Venture Media to go pro. Absolutely. It's time for venture capitalists to go pro, to actually create real content, not just tweet about it all the time. It's time for them to actually be helpful to their founders, be helpful to the overall larger market, and not just sit there and enjoy their 2 and 20. It's time for Venture Media to go pro. Here's some notable mentions, and these are notable mentions of podcasts that I've listened in the past. One of them, I believe, since 2010, Venture Perspectives, which has been dead since 2010. But one of the things that is important to remember is that it is so hard to deliver content consistently over a long period of time to an audience. People get tired, they get burned out, and frankly, there's no money in it, guys. There's no money in it. So you got to really enjoy doing this stuff. You got to really enjoy communicating, telling your heart, speaking about what you know a lot about. But there's so many, and this isn't even like comprehensive. There were more than 15 podcasts, and I couldn't even remember all the ones that I've listened to and that have died, that are gone now. But I put 15 here. It's probably closer to like 40, 50. Maybe the list is even as long as this 50 plus here of podcasts that I've listened to that are in the startup, entrepreneur, or venture capital space that I've listened to, and they've died over the years. It's just hard to remember all the ones that have come and gone. So make sure that you check out the top 50. The top 50, that's right, top 50 VC podcasts of 2020 that you should be listening to. Let me know in the comments below, or hit this up at vchunting.com and comment if I've missed one of your favorite podcasts around venture capital, startups, or entrepreneurship. Guys, it has been a pleasure. It has been a pleasure to be here with you guys for the second day of the new year. Smash the like button, subscribe. You guys know the deal. I'll see you guys next time.